on Get Up, and many rookies have already reported to training camp, so let's do something we're calling the Rookie Report. Harry, Kevin, D. Wood, and Neek with me. Damian Woody, who is your most intriguing rookie quarterback entering camps this year?
It's Shedeur Sanders for me. I think this Cleveland quarterback situation is the most intriguing situation heading into training camp. You got 4 guys vying for the starting quarterback job. And listen, if you're the Cleveland Browns, you have 2 first-round picks in 2026. You got 2 rookie quarterbacks in Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. Who's going to emerge from those 2 in order to possibly have a chance to start for the Cleveland Browns in 2020?
We've been talking about Shedeur since before the draft. Kevin, what scenario for you is it where the Browns say, yes, Shedeur Sanders, you are our starter?
The number one thing any Cleveland Browns quarterback should do and has done who wanted to start is just wait. The quarterbacks in front of you will fail, or cycle out, age out, whatever you want to call it. You have Joe Flacco there, who shouldn't be that hard to beat over the course of a season. You have Dillon Gabriel, who's a third-round pick, who I don't think is particularly good. You might be able to beat him out in training camp if you do the work, look good in practice, drive the speed limit, which is important. That's job one for Shedeur Sanders after he got in trouble a couple weeks ago. But if I'm him, I just keep my head down, do my job, wait for November, December. You will get your opportunity. That is the history of Cleveland Browns starting quarterback.
Neek, what are your thoughts on Shedeur?
Yeah, no, I think the opportunity is going to be there. I don't think it's as easy as Kevin thinks to beat out Joe Flacco immediately. I think that particularly in that place, they're looking forward to a chance to get behind a quarterback that's going to take some shots downfield and make some big plays. But I do think that for all the rookie quarterbacks, particularly ones with big names like Shedeur Sanders and with a resume of some college success, he's going to get a chance. They're not going to go through this season and never put him in the game because it's likely that they're going to be in position to draft another quarterback next year. We all know it's the most important position. And Kevin's right. He needs to be ready for his opportunity because he's going to get it, because the Browns are going to want to know before this season is over, do they have their quarterback of the future in the building? Because they might be in the draft next year, high again next year, drafting someone else.
Really well said. Harry, it might not be if, it might just be when. Give me a date, a time in the schedule where you think you could see Shedeur Sanders start.
Yeah, I'm going to go game 7 versus the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
And they have a 3-game stretch where they play the Dolphins, they play the Patriots, and then also they play, I'm trying to remember, the New York Jets. So 3 games in a row, I think Shedeur Sanders can be able to be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns moving forward. But you can't go this entire season and not play Shedeur Sanders nor Dillon Gabriel, knowing that you have 2 first-round draft picks in 2026. That'll be, I would say, organizational malpractice.
It's a 5th-round pick. It's not like they took him in the 1st round.
I don't care where they took him.
You have to see him.
Like, you got to see what he can do for your organization.
Fair enough. Kevin Clark, fantasy drafts are right around the corner while these training camps are all there. Give us a rookie running back that you're keeping your eye on.
There's a bunch of big names out there, and I think America's waiting for me to say it, and I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say R.J. Harvey. Let's do R.J. Harvey stat time. America is crying out for it. 55 runs of 10 or more yards for Ashton Gentry last year. Special, right? Probably dominated, right? Nobody even close. Wrong. R.J. Harvey had 54. 69 forced missed tackles, top 10 in the country in Power 4. R.J. Harvey special. He goes to Denver. Sean Payton's going to know how to utilize him. They need a weapon to emerge. R.J. Harvey is going to matter in January on a stacked Broncos team.
I love it. Harry, you played on a lot of great Falcons teams. The Saints were the rivals. Sean Payton was the head coach of those teams. How does Sean Payton use his running backs, and why does R.J. Harvey fit so well?
So he loves to do it by committee, and I can't help but think about the days when they had Pierre Thomas. You also had Mark Ingram and Darren Sproles all in the running back room together, and Sean Payton utilized all those guys to the best of their abilities in their skill set. He never exploited their weaknesses, and I just love Sean Payton making this draft pick because I thought this was a glaring need for the Denver Broncos in 2025, along with the tight end position. But R.J. Harvey is a guy that's low center of gravity. He can hide behind offensive linemen, and he's not just a guy that you can hand the football to, but you can also get the football to in the pass game. So you can utilize him in multiple ways, and I love what he brings to the table for the Denver Broncos for 2025.
I challenge you folks to find another show talking R.J. Harvey in the second conversation of the morning. That's what we do. Let's get back to the NFC, though. Neek, give us a wide receiver that you're keeping your eye on that is a first-year player.
Yeah, I like Luther Burden III, who I think going to the Bears is a situation. He had a 1,000-yard season 2 years ago, and he had a little bit of a down year, which I think is part of the reason why he slid. But I think in the Ben Johnson system, a player like this who's explosive and can make plays after the catch is going to be someone that they're going to look forward to getting him the ball early and letting him make big plays. I'm really excited to see how they use him in their offense, because it all boils down to the talent of the player, the talent of the quarterback, and the talent of the play designer. And I think all those things match up pretty well in Chicago with Luther Burden.
Nick, we've been talking all week here about the other three teams in the NFC North. What's the ceiling for the Chicago Bears in that division this year?
Yeah, I think the Bears are going to win the division. I know I'm alone on this island.
Whoa, I like it. I like it.
You talked a bunch about R.J. Harvey and how good he was going to be, and you failed to mention one of the huge reasons why he's going to be good. It's the O-line. The O-line is good. And I think the same thing is true of the Bears. Their O-line is very talented, and I think if you can turn that O-line into something close to what they had in Detroit under Ben Johnson, this offense is going to be unstoppable. I think Caleb Williams is an incredibly talented quarterback who had a rough start. Reminds me a little bit of Jared Goff, who was an incredibly talented quarterback who had a rough start and then turned into a very good quarterback for two different teams. I think this system is going to work out well for Caleb Williams. They're going to take all the pressure off of him, and I think the only question is he going to understand when it's time to put on the cape and do something magical and take a chance and maybe get sacked, and when it's time to live to fight another day. And I think it helps if they can run the ball and they have receivers that you can get the ball to early that can make plays for Caleb.
Kevin, they made a big splash with Ben Johnson being the coaching hire. Obviously, he's there for Caleb Williams to get better. What can Ben Johnson do to fix what were the problems of last year with Caleb?
Is my IFB broken? Did Dominic Foxworth
I like it.
pick the Chicago Bears to win the NFC North? Okay, there's a lot of daylight between my pick, which is the fact the Bears will be better this year, and what Neek said. But let me bring the case here that they're going to be better. Neek already mentioned it with the offensive line to bring in Joe Toon, to bring in Drew Dahlman. 64 unblocked pressures with Caleb Williams last year, the most since Next Gen Stats started tracking that. That just shows you that it was an uphill battle for Caleb. But Caleb also led the entire NFL in dropbacks over 4 seconds and 5 seconds. He held on to the ball too long. In those situations, 26th in QBR. Ben Johnson has to give him easy answers and tell him to get rid of the ball. I want to see that. That number has to come down this year.
Damian Woody, Caleb Williams, if it doesn't start off great this year, and we know that city can be tough on their quarterbacks, how does this thing go for Caleb if there's adversity early on?
Rough. I mean, listen, because the way the Chicago Bears have done this thing, they've basically taken the excuses away from Caleb Williams. Yeah. You've got the quarterback, okay? You rebuilt the offensive line. You've got the weapons. Now it's on you, young man, to go out there and go out there and get the job.
Okay, got plenty of more football coming up. We're going to also talk about college football.